Okay, lad, there is a gimmick. Hello, good people of YouTube. Welcome to episode 3 of YouTales, the show where I either go too hard or don't go hard enough to talk about YouTubers. Today, I'm looking at someone from, I suppose, the side of the space dedicated to YouTube animators. Christian, or as he prefers to be called here, Circle, owner of the channel, CircleToonsHD. From what I can tell, Circle's history here, and my history with his history, is different from that of the other tubers I've covered. While the other two had done massive projects I wasn't familiar with, Circle's channel seems to have always been the way it is. Don't get me wrong, his creations have clearly changed over the years. I even watched his old shorts and Game Grumps animated videos as research for this. But in terms of his main form of entertainment, it's always seemed to be the same. Quick but funny and effective comedy videos done in MS Paint. The only other major thing he does is game reviews, but I'm staying away from those because reviewing someone else's opinion is a little, pretentious. I could go on about how his art style's changed or showcase some of his old gags, but honestly I just want to get to the actual review already. So if you'd be so kind, please brace yourself for a world of explosions, screams, and confused looks. Time to clip show! Or, well, I guess this isn't really a clip show, but you'll see. First up, the comedy itself. Hey, buddy, have you ever heard of this neat little thing called video games? Yeah? Well, I bet you've never heard of video game parodies on the internet. Circle's subject matter is not exactly the most rare thing out there. To sum it up, most of his videos are about video games and video game tropes, and how ridiculous they are. Mind-blowing, I know. Look, all joking aside, the jokes he cracks are honestly good. I know that I mocked and ridiculed how overdone it is to make fun of video games on the internet, but Circle is just really good at making those kinds of riffs. Plus, not all of these zingers are about video games. Other times they can be about Dungeons & Dragons, or the internet, or movies, or even NFTs. But when it comes down to the gags themselves, they work better than a robot replacement for an essential worker. I know it's pretty difficult to review comedy since it's subjective and everyone has different tastes and all that loud jazz, so I'll try to keep it brief. The way it works is that one of Circle's Marshmallow Men is in a scenario most people have been in before, usually involving video games. Naturally, the punchline comes from what happens next, and they're nothing earth-shattering, but definitely leads better than some of the other stuff out there. One pro is that rather than just describe why something is lame, Circle usually shows an exaggerated personality reacting to something, be it normal or normal for some people. It's definitely dialogue heavy, but manages to use the principle show don't tell really well. Not to mention there is some good slapstick or visual comedy every now and again too. Another plus is that it clearly comes from experience. While I'm not a hardcore gamer, really more of a softcore gamer, I admit that I can put myself in the shoes of a few of these scenarios. A few examples include how random items in roguelike games work, when a dumb game has really good lore, and when you finish a game you fell in love with. But I think the neat part is that, even if I don't relate to a quip, that doesn't ruin the joke. Even though Circle's comedy is mostly about them vidya games, it's not reference heavy. While yes, you do need to be familiar with gaming culture to enjoy this stuff, Circle doesn't really call out specific examples that much. Instead, he makes up a fake name that would probably sell well if it was real, and makes fun of mechanics and cliches of games rather than just making fun of one franchise that everyone's made fun of. There are a few videos about specific video games, but first, those videos aren't as common as the others, and second, they're always about modern titles, so most people will probably get the references. The bottom line is this: Circle definitely aims specifically at the gamer audience, and if you're not a part of that crowd and don't like gaming humor, you probably won't like his channel that much. But if you are a part of that crowd, I think you'll find him to be funny, while not relying on what's worked for gaming humor in the past, or at the very least adding a bit of style to it, which brings me to my next point. One of the most basic rules here is that if you're going to be an animator, skill is an unrivaled advantage. So many famous YouTube scribblers have grown so fast because of the quality they attach to their brand. I even made a video about 5 of them. That should prove how powerful good animation is. So with that said, what's Circle's animation like? Have you seen these clips? Circle's art style is, simplistic, no backgrounds, bare bones shading, having people look like blob people, reusing the same blob person base for all of the human designs, and, oh yeah, filming his drawings using a camera and moving their faces around on his art program. Sound dumb? Good, that's just what he was going for. Circle's technique of using a digital canvas to move his figures around is definitely not as good looking as traditional online animation is. But that doesn't make it bad. It doesn't even make it mediocre. The choice this bald boy made here led to what's a really unique looking channel. Well, again, it does look pretty silly. Firstly, it's a part of his brand. Secondly, it helps him make videos faster. And thirdly, it doesn't matter what's on screen. It's clear that Circle's emphasis is on his comedy, and by speeding through the animation process, he can both spend more time writing and less time animating. The end result is a consistent upload schedule of really great knee slappers, which is absolutely more than you can say for a lot of members of the animator community, or even scripted YouTubers in general. And to be completely fair, the animation isn't that bad. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's undeniably not the greatest thing out there, but not bad. While I have gone on about how ridiculously undetailed the characters are, that's not entirely true. While the base design is, well, basic, it's only that noticeable with the human characters. It's the props and especially the video game models that have details in them. Usually some shading or lighting, but a lot of clothes. And with full color too! Plus, the faces on both the humans and VG beings have a distinct feel to them. Circle could have just done the basic 2 dots and a curved line, but instead he added eyebrows, baglines, and even showed tongues. He even puts in more details on top of that sometimes. It's pretty obvious he takes his time drawing this stuff, even if it's not as much time as some other people take. But the crown jewel of this cloud-like comedian's look is the movement. For starters, the timing is perfect. Faces, bodies, props, and camera movements always seem to happen right when Circle says something. And it's really satisfying to watch in real time. Barring that, like I said before, dumb is what he's going for. It's really clear from his decision to drag images on a screen around as a way to make content that he doesn't take his work or himself that seriously. Looking at the bigger picture here, it's really fitting that he'd use such a weird way to make weird videos. A perfect match between writing and animation. It's just like, well, but I can't think of something right now, so, whatever's popular at the time I'm making this. When he does decide to go big on the animation though, woo! It's so smooth, I can't believe it's not butter. While not all of his animations are complex or even frame by frame sometimes, the ones that are just, woo! Look at him go! Look at this! He even did a whole animated rap video, and it just looks sick from beginning, minus the first few seconds, to end. Apart from that, he's been doing a lot of alternatives lately. You've got him moving his hands in live action, of course, and a few small animations since this is an animation channel, but you've also got cutouts, green screens, even 3D models. To sum it up, I like to think that Circle's art style is that of a DreamWorks movie. A good one. Simple and cute at first glance, but detailed and complex once you actually get into it. Please, listen. The other 2 sections, they're important to Circle's channel, but neither of them are what I consider to be its biggest strengths. That would be none other than the voice acting and delivery. Now before any of you say anything, no, being loud doesn't mean you're automatically funny or unfunny. Like I said before, comedy is subjective, and people just have different tastes in what they think is humorous. What Circle gets down so well that it's at the planet's core is character, personality, distinction. Circle's ability to sell what someone is like based off of 1 minute of dialogue is phenomenal. Each voice that this curved content creator puts on always manages to paint a picture of a person, and a funny one at that. This goes hand in hand with the writing, because the emotions are made all the more understandable by having a feel for what these people are like. I could tell you, but I think it'd just be easier to show you. So, without further ado, I present one of my favorite of his videos. E3 2021 in a nutshell.
Hey guys, it's Summer Games Fest. I'm kicking off E3 this year, but you know, I'm not Xbox, Sony, or Nintendo, so I probably won't have much. Don't get too excited. We got the new Borderlands. That looks pretty cool, and we're showing off that they put the characters from Stranger Things into Smite. Our analytics are also showing us that 7 people, exactly 7, are excited for that. Yeah, that seems to be it.
Sony! Where are you, Sony? Show yourself! Run all you can, Sony. You can't delay the inevitable. Every game will soon be on Game Pass. Bear witness to what you can achieve with $7 billion.
Hey guys, we totally didn't completely forget that E3 was today. We at Bethesda have been working so hard on a game called Starfield. Want to see how good it looks? Check it out.
We gave you $7.5 billion, and you still don't show gameplay of Starfield. Please tell us you have Elder Scrolls 6.
To be honest, we were gonna use this one JPEG for the next 7 years, but seems like that's not gonna work anymore. I gotta distract them. You think this is bad? Check out these other conferences. Knock, knock, motherfucker. Well, you know the rest. Hey guys, it's Nintendo. We're chilling out, and I think it's safe to say we're gonna win this year. We have real games you're gonna buy, and we showed a lot of gameplay of the one thing you asked for.
Oh, haha! Who here would like a 13-minute gameplay video of Halo multiplayer?
No, please don't let the multiplayer look good. It's the one thing that can beat us.
Just from under 2 minutes of dialogue, you immediately recognize what these people are like and how they feel. Summer Games Fest is laid back and humble, completely accepting of his loss and trying not to exaggerate what he has. Xbox is a terrifying beast, sporting a booming, distorted voice and obsessed with munching on money using his greedy Game Pass. Bethesda is an incompetent, scaredy cat lackey, nervously speed stuttering through most of his words in a dorky voice and completely unprepared for the E3 presentation, much to the threatening dismay of Xbox. Nintendo is a cool, laid-back winner, using a nonchalant voice and relaxing under a sturdy confidence that his reveals will trump all of the others, only for Xbox to maniacally laugh and reveal his trump card, Halo Infinite Multiplayer, shaking up Nintendo and making him frantically wish the game will look bad, even though it won't. Wow. And nearly every video is like this. In nearly every sketch Circle makes, he uses the same amount of flavor and comedic timing to make the characters feel like, well, characters, not just walking, talking lines. If the word impressive was a thing, I'd buy it, gift wrap it, and send it this guy's way because man, he deserves to hear it. Or, I guess, see it and own it in this metaphor. Well, looks like we've come full circle. I will admit, Circle's videos aren't for everyone. They rely on video game culture, they're loud, and they look like, well, this. But for someone like me who is into games, doesn't mind loud videos and doesn't care about art styles, it's really great. As a fan of this type of minute-long content, Circle's vids have always been my favorite kind. You just tap them and they give you a minute of joy. They're like Oreos. Just pop them in your mouth and let the flavor comfort you. Circle seems like the kind of guy who has definite passion for what he makes, even if he thinks it's kind of stupid. His videos are simple, but he wasn't trying to make them complex, at least with most of them. He just wanted to make people laugh. Circle, if you're watching this, you succeeded. Please, if you truly don't want to stop, keep on drawing your name, you max level wizard. Have a great whenever, everybody!